What is happening in Turkey, what is happening with tourism, what is happening with Instagram, and what is happening with Alania. Those are the subjects we are going to discuss today in this video. And I'm going to share some of my analysis, some of the things which you probably will not find in any other channel on YouTube right now, at least not in English speaking side of YouTube. First, I'm going to start with Instagram, but stay to the end and I will also discuss these issues with the tourism. Instagram is still banned, and Turkish government send a signal that it's probably not permanent if Instagram will agree to demands which Turkish government has. You see, right now we live in an era which is very interesting, and the Turkish government describes it as a digital fascism. Fascism when one opinion is approved and you can have it and you can yell it, and there are other opinions which are not approved. And that is happening in many different channels. And people say, oh, this is propaganda, government propaganda. Hold on a second. The government also has a right to the opinion. Perhaps the opinion is not in agreement with somebody, some individuals or some organizations, but the government can have an opinion. And those are also people who are in the government. For some social networks, for some private enterprise, even they are located in a large country, in a dominant country, to tell governments of other countries that they're not right and they can just go to the forest and hide themselves, that's not a way to do it. That's not the way to do business. And when it comes to larger countries such as Turkey, things are even more important, because Turkey is the 5th largest customer of Instagram in the world. The Instagram is used in many different ways. It is a business instrument, it is social instrument, and Turkish government right now, they see that Instagram and other social networks such as TikTok and YouTube also, they deteriorate a social order. That's important. For government it's important, for people it's important. For those who are paid for disturbing this order is also important. And they are the ones which will suffer along with others. Like right now in Turkey, the stars, movie stars and cultural stars, they're all against this ban. They are promoting themselves through this, and it's a good way to promote them, a good way to stay with customers and fans. Undeniably, they definitely have a point of view. On the other hand, when along with that some acute political issues, acute opinions are banned, that's not right. If you didn't know, YouTube now is banned in Russia. You will see a lot of different articles, a lot of different opinions, but the main is YouTube consistently banned many channels which disagree with editorial of YouTube. And I personally, I need YouTube. I love YouTube. But if you ban the opinion just for the sake of opinion, that's a fascism. Any opinion should be presented in socially acceptable form. That's my personal point of view. I think the Instagram will be eventually opened up and people will be able to use it. But for now, people who relied on it and make money, they are losing a lot of money. Economy is losing a lot of money. Unfortunately, the government decides that this is the way to go. Perhaps we will suffer right now, but we will achieve our goal. That's the situation. The second more interesting thing is Alania. You've seen a lot of videos which I post about Alania, and Alania is a fine town. I know people who live in Alania, I know people who bought flats in Alania, and it's a matter of taste. Personally, I prefer Antalya, but that's personally. Everybody has different needs, everybody has different priorities. Alania is losing a lot of money because of the immigration policies, central immigration policies which were instituted. All the closed mahalises, all the requirements for foreigners to buy real estate played a pretty strong role in this trouble. The constructions, the buildings, some of them are going bankrupt, some of them are in a state of this hibernation construction, and people, they see that rent is getting lower, and that's plus. The minus is that people cannot get jobs and they cannot pay for even that low rent. What we see that equilibrium is out of balance, and the Alania government is talking to central government asking to change policies. This is not the first time when they do it. They did it many times before. Unfortunately, there are no real changes which would help. There are some changes, but they don't really help much. And Alania is losing a lot of money because foreigners are not there. And the businesses are suffering. Besides construction, all the satellite businesses or businesses which are based on tourism, such as hospitality and dining, they're all showing the lower numbers. As a fact, and I'm talking fact, underlining that, if you are wealthy right now, if you are in mood to buy a hotel, nice hotel, 5-star hotel in Alania area, you can do it. You will not see it on Sahibin Den. But if you talk to the real estate agencies, with very little effort, you will find some really good properties for sale. They are not listed anywhere because if they do, the staff, people who work there, they will run away. They will run away somewhere. And then the business will be valued even lower than it is valued right now. So there is a bit of a window dressing in this particular issue, but everybody knows this year is going to be a big trouble. And this is all reported, I'm reporting it to you, on the background of the record numbers which tourism ministry is reporting. They're saying that we're at the record number of visits, we're at a record number of revenues. The only little caveat is we are not at the record number of stay. And if you look at that statistics, it's a summary for the entire country. What I did was a little bit going further, and I actually found some statistics on travel agency. Travel agencies, just like government, they publish their statistics, particularly the large ones. And the statistics which I found was for this year in comparison to last year from a Russian travel agency. It's not the only agency, it's not dominant agency, but it's pretty large agency. And Russian tourists, they are pretty influential on tourism in Turkey. Many Russians actually fly there. So what did I find out? The first thing, which is very important, this year compared to last year, number of transient visitors to Turkey increased threefold, 3 times. That is people who fly and fly out. They just use transient points to go elsewhere, perhaps because of the lower ticket rates, lower costs, perhaps they don't have opportunity to fly to their destination directly, so they have to fly, and particularly through Istanbul. Istanbul is showing great numbers, it's showing very high numbers, growing numbers of transient visits from Russia. That's, again, remember, it's just from Russian agency. Others may have different statistics, but to me that's pretty revealing. And when it comes to Antalya area, they are booking for hotels is 30% lower this year than the last year. It's not terribly high. So that, in summary, can draw a picture which is entirely different than what ministry says. Where it comes important, if you are this buyer for the hotel, you probably need to know something like that. You need to know the statistics. You need to know the trend. And Turkey right now under tremendous pressure from some Western governments to control the trade with Russia, to lower the trade with Russia. In their hope, they would like Turkey to break the trade with Russia. It ain't happening anytime soon, but that's their wet dream. So what I'm saying is, if you are buying a business in Turkey, if you are buying this hotel which I mentioned, you probably will have to look for some other statistics other than the Ministry of Tourism of Turkey, because that tells you absolutely nothing when it comes to valuation of business. I'm Vas, welcome to my channel. Remember, you can subscribe, you can leave some comments, you can leave some likes or dislikes if you disagree with my point of view. Good luck!